You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
So today's Weight Loss Wednesday just goes much more in depth than just weight loss alone. It talks about how getting your body well by keeping it hydrated, by giving it every micronutrient that it needs. That is how, in the long run, you really keep the weight off and you lose the weight permanently. So for me, yeah, sure, there's great ways to lose weight in a week or, 2 weeks or a month. But what are we going to do after that period of time? So many people psych themselves out, really, that they follow these short-term quick fixes, and then they say, okay, well, what now? There's no transition period. There's nothing really that's going to help them to keep the weight off permanently. Plus, the way they did it may have even lowered their metabolism. So when I'm talking about long-term benefits, the people I see in my practice, I know that I can't give them that short-term quick fix. I can give them a short-term way to kind of fire up their weight loss within that first 1, 2, or 3 weeks? Absolutely. No doubt about that. I'm okay with that as long as I can help them maintain that weight loss and then keep it going. So whether you're working with us in our Boston practice, whether you work myself from a wellness capacity because you've just never been able to lose weight, you've never been able to take it off, you've never been able to maintain it. Yes, I work with those people, absolutely. But a lot of times, if your goal is weight loss, you're going to work with my holistic health coach, my nutritionist here at the practice, or you'll be working with one of our amazing personal trainers who are really fitness professionals. They go well beyond personal trainer. They are trained in nutrition and biomechanics and all of these great things. But what I want to say is this, is that we have this fundamental routine, and it's for 21 days because in 21 days, you can make remarkable change. You can feel amazingly different after 21 days. And it's like I was talking about before in a previous podcast, is that nothing happens overnight. Nothing happens in one day. Yes, you can get that immediate weight loss, but what you need is actually to decrease cravings, right? We need to balance out blood sugar. We need to decrease inflammation. When those things happen, it's actually easy to stick with a plan and you want to, but most people have never gotten there, so they don't even know what it is. I call it, that's their new normal, right? New normal for you is being able to really not even feel the effects of alcohol when you drink, not even feel the effects of eating poorly because your body's so inflamed. What happens is when you get well, when you truly understand and feel what real wellness and total health is from your whole body, that's when you notice the difference in your body. That's when you notice the difference when you eat foods that don't agree with your body. Most people think they can almost eat whatever because they don't even know it. Everything is inflammation in their body. They're totally inflamed all the time. Today, what I want to do is I want to share with you the simplest thing that you can do. You don't have to always do the Dr. Ball detox. You don't always have to do, our fat loss plan or those types of things. What I want you to do, if you're not ready for one of those things, yes, they can create amazing change in your life. They are guaranteed to work, all of those things. But what if you're just not ready to go there yet? Well, here's what I want you to do. I want to use one of these 7 fat-burning smoothies. Now, again, they're for wellness as well. They're not just for weight loss. They're for wellness, okay? And you can customize them more for if you want more weight loss or just overall wellness. And that's by adding the amount of fruit. I'm going to talk about them right now. This is actually completely free. Everyone today listening to this podcast is going to get which used to be literally, this was a paid-for report that I would give people only for purchase. But, as much as I can, I'm going to try to give away as much as I can for free. That's basically my mission. And every time I think about, well, should I charge for this or not? Like, there are some things, obviously, with the amount of work and production that goes into the podcast and the online and all those different things. There are some things, of course. But again, I always go back to how much can I give away for my mission of really, my big mission is this, is if I can help people get well, I know for sure that they're going to lose the weight, they're going to feel better, and they're going to be able to not only just feel better in their body, they're going to feel better in their life. They're going to start to do more and more of what they want in life. They're going to be more confident. Their self-image is going to be better. And one of the things right now, let's get into this, is the morning AM smoothie. Now, let's say that you absolutely love your breakfast right now. All right, well, at least get in one smoothie per day. My highest recommendation is this. If you replace with whatever you're eating right now, absolutely whatever you're eating right now, with an AM smoothie, you can take it on the go without a doubt, you are going to be phenomenally more healthy, but you're also going to have more energy, less brain fog. Your skin's going to look better, hair, nails, all of those things are going to be stronger. I'm telling you, it took maybe like 6 weeks for myself or so, but I had like really rashy and bumpy, just not like good, clean, clear skin all the way until about like 4 years ago or so, 5 years ago, until I started doing a morning smoothie. I'm telling you, like, I just always had that. It was just always this like little bumpy rash like on my forehead, a little bit on my cheeks. I would get breakouts every couple weeks. And I used to say, oh, well, it's from working out, it's from sweating. It wasn't. It absolutely was not. Like sweating a lot of times only helps purify your skin. You're getting all that waste out. But what I found was it's just because I was eating a lot of foods that were just too heavy, too oily, too all of those things to digest. And the smoothie, I'm going to give you a little bit of my secrets today. So when you do a smoothie in the morning, you're not just getting all the benefits of this really great fruit and all of the nutrients that I'm going to talk about in a moment. What you're also getting is about 3 cups of water. Now think about that. Most people start their day having gone 8 hours to 10 hours without drinking any water, right? Because you're sleeping overnight. You are probably not drinking a lot of water before bed because you don't want to wake up and have to urinate, all of those things during the night. So you've gone at least 10 hours, right? And then when you wake up, what are you doing? Most people are having coffee, right? So now they're waking up, and again, they're not hydrating their body when they need to hydrate their body. So when you drink a smoothie, not all at once, but when you drink a smoothie over the course of a couple hours, what you're getting is this massive hydration to your system. That's flushing your body. It's adding more water to your blood, which is, of course, 90% water. Again, your body's 2/3 water. Your muscles are 70% water. When you look at all of these things, your body needs this to run. So you're going to have more energy. Your brain's going to function better. And yes, your skin will absolutely look better. And of course, you can have less cravings, right? Because a lot of times those cravings come from being dehydrated. And your body says, hey, we need some coffee because we're tired. And that's where some of that dehydration comes from as well. Or we're hungry, but no, really, we're just thirsty. So without further ado, let's get into this. I want to share with you exactly what I do. Okay, so every morning I wake up. And when I wake up, I'm not going to go into my whole greens process today. I wake up, I brush my teeth, I, get in the bacteria out of my mouth, clean that all out, and then splash a little water in my face. I'm getting up, right? I'm starting my day. I walk over to my kitchen from my bathroom, and I have about 8 ounces of water, just room temperature water. I put in 1 tablespoon of my fruit and vegetable blend. I'll link that up in the show notes if you're interested. And I squeeze in half of fresh lemon juice. So I squeeze that in. Now for myself, that's a lot of potassium right there. All my greens, which are naturally detoxifying because they have chlorella, but it's 22 fruits and vegetables. I'm not going to go over that today. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, the deep richness of this green, when you look at it and it's all organic, there's no way possible any human alive could eat 22 fruits and vegetables. I mean, maybe you could, but you might have to work up to that. You might be a little bloated. But that's in addition to the rest of my day. I mean, think about it. How healthy would you be if you ate 22 fruits and vegetables? That's how I look at it. And the research is it's undeniable. It's amazing. So anyway, squeeze that fresh lemon juice. The fresh lemon matters. You get those enzymes, you get the potassium, and the potassium from the greens as well. But now, I want to put in I put in a pinch of sea salt. Why do I do a pinch of sea salt? Coming from someone that was previously so fatigued, they had true chronic fatigue syndrome. They had Addison's disease, which is basically a shutdown of your adrenal glands, of the cortex, which is no longer producing cortisol, that get up and go. So I had no get up and go. So all I did was lie in bed all day. That's depression of the body. You can't move. Your body has no juice, no energy. But we'll save that story for another day as well. So I put in a pinch of sea salt. That balances the potassium. A lot of people don't know sodium balances potassium. It gives my adrenal glands some fuel as well, a little bit of natural sea salt with all those minerals in it. And then what I oftentimes do, I found this really beneficial. I put in a half a teaspoon of raw honey. All I do is I scoop out just a half a teaspoon of raw wildflower honey locally, so that helps with my allergies as well, which are now completely gone, which is amazing. Again, another story for another day. Used to have to stay inside, literally inside for 3 weeks of the year, not go to work, all of these things, horrible. So what I do is I mix that up. Now, if you're worried about the sugar from raw honey, keep in mind, a half a teaspoon, which is all I use, is 2.5 grams of sugar. You think 2.5 grams of sugar is going to do anything? Absolutely not. They've done studies with diabetics. They show that really over that double digits, over 8 grams or so. So anyway, 2.5 grams of sugar. I stir that in. I have this really delicious drink. Some people that I know that use this recipe, because I've shared this in the past, they'll put in apple cider vinegar, they'll put in other things, they'll kind of make it their own superfood thing. This is what I do. So I drink that down. I mix it up. It tastes great. Obviously, your body starts to crave it. It might not taste great the first week or so, but your body will crave this, and it's unbelievable what it does for like perking you up, but also just it feels like it rushes oxygen to your brain. It's amazing. And then after that, what I'm going to do is I start my day. I get ready for my day right away, because what I do is when I shower, it wakes me up. It always has. So when I shower, that wakes me up. That kind of sparks me. And then I've gotten ready before the rest of the house wakes up. And I get up early, so the rest of the world's still asleep. And then I can literally go to start my day. At that point, I'm going to make my smoothie. And my smoothie is typically what I refer to affectionately as the Purple Crush smoothie. I call it my Purple Crush. And the reason I call it that is when I was growing up, my favorite drink was a soda, and it was called Fanta. It was by Fanta. That was the name of the company. It was a white can. I can still see it. They changed it eventually, I think, to a purple can, and had these purple bubbles that came up, and it was literally grape soda. Now, you can imagine like how awful that is for you, right? It has all these unnatural dyes in it. It's carbonated. It has phosphoric acid. But I mean, I'm a kid that grew up in Medford, Massachusetts. We didn't know any of this. No one taught my parents it. No one taught anybody. Like this was like marketed to kids. This was good stuff. So I drank Kool-Aid, I drank Crystal Light, and I drank these Purple Crush, which was by Fanta. So anyway, once I once I completely crashed and was literally on my deathbed at 17, I said probably whatever I was doing before wasn't working. Now, it wasn't that simple and straightforward, but I started to make these Purple Crush smoothies a bunch of years back. Now, literally, I think I made a video 10 years ago showing this. And what I do is I use 8 ounces of water. Sometimes I add in 8 ounces of an unsweetened nut milk, like a coconut milk or an almond milk or something like that, rice milk. And I use 8 ounces of that as well. But no matter what, I'm using 16 ounces of fluid. And then I'm also doing 2 cups of wild blueberries. Now, you could just use 1 cup if you're worried about the 26 grams of carbohydrates. But again, this is low glycemic wild blueberries. I use typically 2 cups. And then that's my ice as well. I always use frozen. I like to use the Wyman's brand from Whole Foods. It's easy, it's convenient, and they sell it in enormous bags. I think like a couple pounds at a time. And then for a lot of people, myself included, sometimes I'll throw in some fresh greens, sometimes some spinach, which you'll never ever taste at all. And a lot of times people add that fruit and vegetable blend powder that I was talking about before. I don't a lot of times. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If I'm kind of like really in a rush, I make it all and put it all together. But the truth is, I really like the taste of it just by itself with these wild blueberries. It's just so potent, like it's just this deep, deep purple. It's fantastic. And then I add my daily nutritional support, my daily all-in-one powder that you've heard me talk about before. Why do I use that? Well, it's 15 grams of vegan protein. It comes from pea and rice. It's hypoallergenic. It's organic. And it contains every multivitamin under the sun. So 100% of the RDA of everything, and usually well above. So your B vitamins, your natural detoxifiers, it contains all of your electrolytes, so it's going to give you energy as well. It's an amazing product. I hand formulated it. Every single item in there, every single milligram or microgram or international unit, I picked every single dosage, each and every single one. And this is after literally we've done, close to 150, actually well over that now, close to 200,000 client appointments, really me studying nutrition, looking at biochemistry, looking at all different nutritional supplements and the studies and the research. That's how I formulated this. I've been using it now for quite a while. It is the one product, if you're going to use one, that combines everything all in one. It's called Daily Nutritional Support. All you have to do is go to dailysupportshake.com to see exactly what it is. And of course, if you go to stephencabral.com/store, you'll see everything that we have. But that's my product. Like if you can only use one, this is what I do. Like this is how I start my day. And why do I do this? Why am I such a big proponent of a morning smoothie? And again, if you don't use my particular product that I wholeheartedly believe in, that I formulated for myself, my family, my private clients, feel free to use anybody's. I'm okay with that. But the morning smoothie is where it's at because you're going to get the hydration. Now, I talked about the 16 ounces of fluid that goes into it. But what you don't know is that each cup of your fruit that you put in there is basically 80 to 90% water as well. So you're getting even more hydration. You're getting the antioxidants. You're getting the whole food, right? So it's whole food. I believe in the best of whole food plus the best of Ayurvedic and functional medicine, naturopathic medicine. And that's where these all-in-one products, this is where the daily nutritional support, that daily support shake comes in. It's so important because Hey, I've read the research. I mean, I really have. And the bottom line is this. Even if you're eating organic, our organic foods right now, the soil's depleted. So if you believe that you're going to get every vitamin and mineral you need from just whole food alone, good luck. You'll see that you won't. You can run the reports. You can look at themselves. I've talked with farmers. I've talked with people who actually grow the food, who actually grow soil. I don't know if you know this, but people grow soil, and then they test it, and they look for the nutrients in that. If it's not in the soil, how is it ever going to be in your food? It doesn't magically appear. Bacteria in the soil takes up the nutrients that are in the soil into the plant. If they're not in the soil, if the bacteria is not there because it's being sprayed, you're not going to get the same nutrition. Now, the macronutrients may look the same, the protein, the carbohydrates, and the fats. Yes, that's why people always say, oh, well, organic's the same exact as conventional, only from a macronutrient standpoint. Absolutely not from a micronutrient standpoint. Okay, so let's get back on topic because I could rant on that all day. The other things that you could add in is a half a banana or a full banana if you'd like to, some chia seeds or some flax seeds if you'd like as well, just for a little bit extra fiber. Now you can go crazy. You can add in maca powder. You can add in your favorite superfoods. This is just one recipe. But this right here, I'm telling you, you drink this over a period of 60 minutes. Don't chug it all at once. You don't need to get bloated. You need to sip on it. Just sip on it. You know, I usually drink a lot. So I'll drink we'll say it makes 30 ounces or so. I'll drink 8 ounces right away because I will satisfy my thirst that I have for this, the sweetness that my body wants from it. And then after that, I'll start to sip it. And I'll tell you, it's honestly amazing. It's the greatest thing that I've done in my life that has created the most change. Now, in this free report, again, completely free, there's nothing to buy. So I do that every morning, and then I typically add in another smoothie mid-afternoon after a workout or just as a mid-afternoon snack to keep me going because I am pretty active during the day. So I like to have a breakfast, which is my smoothie, a lunch, a mid-afternoon snack, which again, a lot of times is either an acai bowl that you can make out of these smoothie recipes, or it is a smoothie itself, and then I have dinner. So the pink flamingo smoothie, that's the first one on this list. I know you're going to love that. That is one that my two daughters absolutely love. It's literally hot pink, and so my two girls love hot pink. They love that smoothie. I make that with them. That's one way. Engage your children to do these things. If you let them make the smoothie with you, if you let them press the blend button on your blender, you're going to get your kids to be involved in the process, which means they're going to be more likely to want to taste what they do. The next smoothie on here is called the Coconut Cream Coffee Caramel Keto Smoothie. It's a mouthful. I made this specifically for weight loss clients. They absolutely love it. It is, if you're using Fatlocity, phase 1 approved. Honestly, people have sent in emails, posts on social media saying they love this one. The next one, Tropical Island Dream Smoothie. This is often one of my go-tos mid-afternoon. Literally, I love it. It's fantastic. It makes me feel like I'm back on vacation at the beach. It involves coconut oil or coconut cream, which is what I use, mangoes, pineapple, banana, the all-in-one. Or, if it's just by itself, it's post-workout, you want to do it by itself, fine. But again, there are exact recipes for each one of these, beautiful photos. I'm not the photographer. I'm not a photographer. I love photography, but I'm not very good. What else is there? I have a whole meal replacement, like a big one called the omega-3 meal smoothie. That's an amazing one. That is literally chock full of anti-inflammatories. Another great one that I use in the fall and winter, and I'm going to start using it more since we're getting some very chilly weather here in Boston. So it's called the Sweet and Spicy Digestive Smoothie. One little thing, you'll get the whole recipe, but the little bit of ginger root that I put in there, 1 inch of ginger, really helps with digestion. And so a lot of people worried about, cold smoothies, those types of things during the winter. Put a little ginger in. That really changes everything. Or put some ginger tea in if you have some ginger tea that you made. What else? The Green Superfood Smoothie. This is one for someone who really wants to majorly detox, majorly alkalize their body. That's a fantastic one. And then I have a bonus smoothie, which you'll see on there as well. I won't go too much into that, but it is literally a really simple meal on the run. A lot of people, I use it myself if I'm running to the airport that morning. Let's say I have to get up at 4 a.m. I have to leave the house at 5 for a 6:30 or 7 flight out of Boston Logan. I will literally take this on the go with me. I will drink it in my Uber or my cab, and I'll be on my way. So I have a little shopping list in there. I have some frequently asked questions, links to pretty much everything that I do. Of course, you can do what you do. If you have a routine that you like, favorite product, absolutely, feel free to do that. So hopefully this could be of great service to you. I want you to really enjoy it. I want you to use it, and then feel free to send me back some of the recipes that you've tried, how you like them, different tweaks that you made. They are yours. It's supposed to be fun. Making smoothies is fun. You get to blend. You get to really enjoy the food that you're eating. And what you're doing is, one big thing I didn't say is, you're taking these foods and you're pre-digesting them essentially. You're blending them. So it's so simple for your body to digest. And when it's simple for your body to digest, that means you don't need to use the energy for digestion, which means you get to keep that energy. And that's one of the big secrets. That's why people who come to see me have more energy, because I don't make them digest all these heavy, foods like all this bacon and sausages and all these paleo type foods. People are saying, is there anything wrong with them? Well, yes and no. It depends if it's right for you. I mean, foods can be great or not great, but if your digestive system is weak and if you don't have energy, it's a good sign that it is weak. You need to go to easier to digest foods. All right, I could talk about this all day. I've gone probably the longest I have in one podcast. That's because I honestly believe in doing a smoothie a day. I honestly believe that we would have less disease in this country and people would live longer. They really would. They would live longer and a better quality of life by doing these types of things. So simply go to today's episode. Go to StephenCabral.com/270 for the link to download all of these different free smoothies. And again, completely free. It's a PDF. You can open it, you can print it out, and you can use them as your recipe guide. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And again, just go to StephenCabral.com/270. Please do feel free to share this episode with anyone you believe it could help. I want to sincerely thank you for your support of this podcast. I couldn't do it without you, and I mean that. I truly do. I also want to make sure you knew that we now have multiple ways for you to find your answers to the most difficult health, wellness, weight loss, and anti-aging questions. You can find podcast-specific topics like thyroid, adrenal, hormones, sleep, digestion, Ayurveda, and many more at StephenCabral.com/podcasts that will then link you to your favorite Apple, Spotify, and other podcast players. Plus, all new podcasts and weekly exclusive video content is being added to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Stephen Cabral. And that's Stephen with a PH. Head on over and subscribe so that you don't miss any of the exclusive content. Lastly, if you've ever found any of my podcasts or books to be helpful, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a review on iTunes or your favorite media player for the podcast. Rating and subscribing to the YouTube and podcast allow me to reach more and more people and help spread my mission of healing throughout the world. Thank you again for being a part of this movement.